Right guys, I'm just going to show you quickly how we're going to sort of do the recipes and stuff. So if we go to kitchen, click ingredients, search up here for what you're looking for, and you'll notice it brings a few different types back. So the one we want is 1 gram, and I've worked it out at 1 pence per gram. We can put suppliers in there. We can add that to a dislike if people don't like chicken. And obviously there's no allergens in chicken breast, but we can add that as well. And all these link to the recipes. So over the next week, we need to go through all our ingredients, make sure they're in here, and if they're not, then we need to add them. If there's something like the herbs and that we use, like the rotisserie chicken seasoning and the Italian herb, because that's a blend of a few different ones, I've just added them as a sub recipe. So down here you've got sub recipes. So a sub recipe is something that we're going to be using time and time again in other recipes. So in here I've put the fuel marinated chicken. Let me click on it and just show you. So you give it a name, you can put a picture on there, and category type is a sub recipe, auto cost on, and I put the base weight of 160 gram because that's going to be the weight of the chicken. The rest of the stuff isn't going to really impact that weight. And then for the cooking instructions, this is what we need to fill out what you guys do with that chicken. So marinate it, how long do you leave it for, and what settings on the rationale we cook it for. All that goes into there. And when we get the print-offs for the cooking days, this all comes out, so you've got something to follow. Then we sort of start adding things in here. You can see there I've put the rotisserie chicken seasoning and the Italian herb, and I've added them as a sub recipe of just so I could add each individual herb. I put dark brown sugar in because apparently America don't have them, and Cola Zero, I added that as an ingredient too. So you can see on the chicken breast, it's worked the value out because I put how much per gram in the settings. These ones, I need to find out how much we're paying and add the price. Once I've added the price here, it will work out how much this meal is. We've got auto macros on, so we can click that and it works out what the calories, what the macros are. And then we hit save. Then, once we've got them, so far in this, I've put the herbs in there that we're using all the time, all-purpose seasoning, Italian herbs, and the rotisserie chicken. So they're in. So now, if we use them in a meal, we just pick that rather than putting each individual herb and spice in. The fuel marinated chicken, I noticed that you're doing the same marinade for most of the meals, which is great. So rather than making a meal and putting all this marinated ingredients in, this is now just a sub recipe. So anything where you're making that chicken with that marinade, you just click the meal, bring that to it, add the sauce, add the pasta or the rice, and then that's that meal made. If any of the ingredients change in the marinade that you're putting on the chicken, you just change this sub recipe And then any meal recipe that you got this in, it updates all the ingredients, all the calories and everything. So sub recipe for anything that you're going to be using time and time again. And that's like even roasted veg. If we start doing roasted veg, and we've got so much carrot, onions, courgette or whatever in there, and you've got a bit of oil, a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, whatever, that goes as a roasted veg sub recipe, and then we just pull that into the recipes, the meal recipes. I'll put the marinara and the arrabbiata sauce because it looks like we're using that in a few different ones. You can see here I've put, some people don't like tomatoes, so I've put dislikes as the tomato in there. Again, there's no allergens, and then we can add suppliers in there as well. Then, once we've sort of created all the sub recipes, and again, that'll be for like your barbecue sauce and that. Anything, if you're putting barbecue sauce on beef and chicken and different meals, we would just create that as a sub recipe. So we just click add new meal. I'll click into this chicken arrabbiata pasta one that I've done. You can see here, we need a description off you guys of what it is, what it tastes like, some fancy text. Once we start putting the prices of I think all I've put in here is chicken breast and pasta values. So it works out the production price given off the ingredients. And then it tells us how much profit margin we're making on each meal. So for the time being, I've put a lean meal and a beast meal. And again, I'll show you how to make them as well. So I'll go into this one. So again, add the photo, give it its name. Meal, as categories, you can put meals, whether it's a breakfast, a meal or a snack, that goes in there. And then we're going to put dietary requirements in there. To be fair, we probably don't have to do that because if people put their preferences in that they are gluten or dairy-free intolerant, it knows from the ingredients not to show them that meal. But I'll show you that. Barcode goes in. So this is what barcode we create for MyFitnessPal. This goes into there. If we're trying to push a meal, we can turn on Chef's Favourite, and it'll just put a banner across the meal saying Chef's Favourite, and it just sort of highlights the meal. If it's something new on the menu, again, we can put a tag on saying new item, and then we can put whether the meal is active or inactive. Description, what the actual meal is, what it tastes like, blah, blah, blah. Then a la carte price is just how much does it cost if we buy that one meal. So lean meal is the standard, and put £5. I've put £2.50 upgrade price for the beast, so that'll be £7.50. But once we've got all the prices for the ingredients in, then we'll just check on what the profit margin is. If it's a good profit margin, we can just knock it down to £7, but we can tweak about with that once we see. Heating instructions, which goes to the label with the macros and everything on. I'll show you them shortly. Packaging instructions. So this is how we sort of plate the thing up. So in here you will put pasta goes at the top of the meal, chicken next to it, sauce goes over the chicken, broccoli goes behind the chicken or whatever. How you want that plate to visually look when it's packaged. Cooking instructions. How do we cook that meal? So again, cooking off the pasta, put it on this setting on the My Vario. Then you're going to cook the chicken, marinate it, do this, do that, blah, 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 and that goes into there. So I need to work out what the price is for the marinara sauce. So we need to get the price in on the base ingredients. Basically 7 pence worth of dry pasta in this meal, £1.60 worth of chicken. So once we work that out, that then gives us the meal price, production price, and then we know what our margins are. So to add anything to a meal, we just click on there. Again, we can search ingredient, or we can find sub-recipes. So again, just click that, put the fuel marinated chicken in, and you just click on these plus arrows, search for the next ingredient, click a plus. Once all the ingredients are in, then you go into each ingredient and tell it how many gram for the lean meal, how many gram for the beast meal. Again, if you've got auto macros on, it works everything out for you. These will show on the website, and they'll also show on the labels. Click the drop down box, click beast, and you can see the calories and macros for all that. So we've got fiber in there and the sodium as well, which is really good. Once you're done, click save, and that's the meal done. Once we've got all the meals, so first step, get all our ingredients in. Make sure that it's not just loads of American ones. Get everything that we're using in there. Let's price stuff up. Let's work out the profit margins. Once we've got all the ingredients in, look at sub-recipes. So what are we using time and time again as sources, as a base? Put all them in. Then we add all the meals. Then we go to meal prep menu. And we click, well, Rachel will click on what date she wants. So we're going to be doing Wednesdays and Saturdays. So click on a Wednesday. And then you just select which meals you want to go on. All the meals will be in here. And all she needs to do is click add to menu, search them all, fire them in. And then it's done. That's the meals in there. So I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the welcome page. It tells them what we do, what they can order meals like they do now. So just a one-time order. I'll have one meal or two meals or whatever. Do meal packs where they can select 10 meals or 20 meals. And we can do weekly subscriptions as well. So if they click on the weekly subscriptions, they can choose what portion size they want. Do they want a lean or a beast? It's a weekly billing renewal cycle, so we bill them every week until they tell us to stop. How many days per week do you want your food? So they can have it 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7. How many meals would they like a day? And then they can choose a starting date once they've got in there. Once this is live, as long as they've filled their preferences in on here, so they can say what allergens they have, just click which ones. Dead easy and dead quick for them to do. What do they dislike? So they don't like fish, they don't like tomatoes, they don't like nuts, pork, whatever. Goes in there. And then a diet preference, whether they're dairy-free, gluten-free. In fact, this will be vegetarian. So if they click vegetarian, it'll only show them vegetarian meals. So when they do view the meals, literally, the only thing they'll show them is stuff they're going to like. So if they've said they don't like stuff with mushrooms or tomatoes, they won't see anything with mushrooms or tomatoes. They just select which date they want to pick up. And it just loads the menu up, what Rachel says they can have on that day. So they can go on Wednesday, they can just click the lamb and kofta. It asks them if they want the lean meal or the beast meal. And they're ordering for the 29th of thing. tells them all the ingredients in there. There's no allergens, so they can add that. And there'll be more in here, obviously, once we sort of fit it out. They can pick as many as they want for the 29th. Then they can go on Saturdays, and they just click that. Of the lean meal. Again, all the ingredients are in there, so they can see every single thing that's in. And again, we're going to order for the 2nd. When we go to the cart, it tells them what they're getting and what day, and they can continue. At this point, they can say when they want it delivered and put their address in. Again, if they've filled the profile out, all this is saved. And they can do delivery or change it to pickup. When they change to pickup, we've only got one address in there now, because when we add another pickup thing, it's going to... each location charges me £20 a month, so I'm not going to add the Carlisle and Penrith locations until we're ready to go. Again, they've got gift cards and coupons if they want to put them in, so we can transfer all them over. Change to pickup. Select that. Again, they'll get choice of the 3 locations once we add them. Continue payment. So they can add a new card. Once they've added a card, they don't have to keep filling it in. Oh, they can leave a tip. I think I'll knock that off. And they can do a discount code. And then once they've done it, they just check out. So this here, where it says use balance, they can add money on there, so they don't have to keep adding their using the card. They can put a balance on. So I've added myself £500 for a test balance, so we can see what it looks like. So check out. Oh, I have to put a billing address in. So once they've sort of put that in, it's saved, and they don't have to keep doing that. And then that's it. It tells them I'm picking this meals up on the 29th, and then I'm picking this up on the 2nd. Now, let me... And each order gets a little barcode. So when we scan this in our system, it'll bring this order up. So let me show you what that now looks like in the kitchen. So if I click on a day, I know there's one order that's going to pick up. I know there's one order that needs cooked, and it needs picked up. If there's any deliveries in, they come in here. I can click view reports. It tells me what exactly is for order. So you notice when I put an order in, and normally now, if that order goes in, it's one order, and we get it, and it's got Wednesday and the Saturday on, and it's a nightmare for the staff to work out who's got what. It's a nightmare for you guys to sort of figure out how many meals are to be made and served. This just treats it as a day. So this comes up here and it's just treated as a day. And the other one, if we click on the... Is it that Wednesday or the Wednesday before? And then that's the other order. So rather than treating it as one order, it treats it as just a day. So all we know is how many meals are getting made on that day. When we go to labels, it asks us what size do we want the labels, and do we want the ingredients on, do we want it vertical. So click that, select the labels that you want to print. So the chef's menu. You can order them by different things, so we can have the meal name, then the customer name, or if we want to order them by anything else, just select there and put what we want them ordered by. I think it's sensible to do meal name because then we've got a list of labels that we can just rattle off as the meal's getting cooked, and they've all got the customer name on. Then we got to click print. So you can see there, it's got one label ready. Let me show you that. So obviously it's got the lamb kofta, which I haven't really done right. So it puts ingredients on there, tells me the customer name, the order number, any allergens, put the heating instruction. Let me get the other one. Right, so second. So we just literally, when you guys come in, you click the day. So say it's getting made for Saturday, Friday night when you come in to do the meals, you just click Saturdays, sort them out, and click print, and it'll literally just print off every single label that we need. Let me click that thing. It'll literally just click off sheets and sheets of labels that we put on the stuff. Again, it says the chicken arrabbiata and pasta, name of the meal, order number, who it's for, all the ingredients, any allergens, heating instructions, and then we can put it creates a date as well. There must be settings to change how long we sort of give meals for. So just imagine this will just be rows and rows and columns of labels, and then as you guys are doing them, you just print the appropriate label off, stick it on. So if you've got a meal left over with no label, you've done too many. If you've got a label and no meal, you haven't done enough. So there's going to be no guessing, no questioning. Every single meal will have the customer's name on. So if people fuck this up, you deserve to fucking get sacked. This is literally foolproof. And we've got packaging. Packaging reports as well. So we click that. And it basically just tells you guys how many ingredients we need. So if we selected 2 of these marinated chickens, that would be like 320 gram of chicken. And it literally just adds all these up. And you guys just then order. When you close the orders off, you know exactly how much of everything that we need for each meal. We have a pickup report. So it tells us exactly who will be picking stuff up, all their details, and what meals they're coming to pick up. On the delivery, oh, we haven't got delivery in. On the delivery, they've got like a QR code. So when the delivery driver takes them there, he scans the QR code with his camera on his phone. That then in turn loads the customer's details and he just selects it to delivered. So everything is just dead nice, simple and easy. So hopefully less stress, less hassle, less mistakes, and I think the customers will really like it. And I think if we can try and get them on the weekly subscriptions, what that does, it'll just basically populate every single week for them. So once they tell us what the dislikes and the allergens are, we just populate it for them and we just keep giving them meals until they cancel the subscription. And if they don't like one of the meals that we give them, they can say, please don't give me that again, and we just click it and it'll never go on their subscription again. So I think we'll get a lot of people signing up to that because it's less hassle. They know when it's coming, they know, and they can pick which days they want it dropped off at. They can have 3 meals on, let's say, Wednesday, and then they can have 2 meals dropped off on Saturday. So they can structure when they want it and how they want it. So hopefully they won't whinge about it. Any questions, just ask. But once we sort of crack through and put all these on, we'll go through it all again.